Well, good morning. It's Friday morning. Beautiful day out today. Big news yesterday were the stock markets. Huge panic ensued on the stock market yesterday at about 2:30 in the afternoon. What they are calling the biggest single day swing in history. At one point, the Dow was down 1,000 points. This happened in the space of less than 10 minutes. And then miraculously recovered in about the same amount of time. Not recovered completely. It had been down about 300 points on fears of what's going on in Greece. That they may default on loans, etc., etc. So it was down already. Took a 700 point tumble all of a sudden. And the amazing thing is it's still the news this morning. Even though almost across the board, while nobody's flat out saying, oh, this is what it was, pretty much everybody's saying it was something stupid, like a computer glitch. Or, as has been reported on a couple of news outlets, a fat-fingered trade. It appears that someone was entering a trade for futures for Procter & Gamble. And instead of putting in the trade as millions of shares, they put it in as billions of shares. The B key's only 2 over from the M. I suppose it's possible, or somebody got, just got crazy. But that's an order of magnitude. That's actually 3 orders of magnitude. It's 1,000 times bigger trade. Of course, once that trade went through, the computer selling programs kicked in, seeing a massive trade of a Dow stock. They all started kicking in and started selling like crazy. Hence, a drop of 700 points in, roughly 10-12 minutes. And then, the trade got corrected, which of course triggered the programs again to start buying, because hey, the billions came back. That's only a small sale of millions now. And there were at least 3 stocks: Accenture, Procter & Gamble, and I think it was Citigroup. All 3 saw strange activity. In fact, it was attributed to a halt in trading in those stocks, a pause in those stocks. And the pause was because at the time there were bids out, I believe it was bids out to sell with no buyers. And when that happens, it gets kicked to the electronic trades. And of course, that just triggered this whole wall. So today, will the stock market recover? Well, it only had a 300-point drop yesterday. That's still a big drop, mind you. That's 3%. And that's not outrageous. It certainly isn't a reflection of the economy. These are all speculators. These are all people who are buying and selling based on what they think might happen in Europe. Oh, excuse me. Well, that definitely has an effect on us. It's not our economy having a problem. It certainly affects people's 401ks. By the same token, if you bought into your 401k 14 months ago, March of 2009, you have seen, especially if you bought it at the very bottom, you have seen approximately a 78% increase the value of your 401k. If you bought it at the beginning of the Obama administration, it's about a 38% increase, I believe. Slightly off now with a little bit of a drop, but you get the point. You've gotten incredible returns in the last year. If you had bought in then, or if you had money in the stock market at that point, you've gotten about 38% return. The stock market's still in one of the highest places it's been in about 2 years. And stock market's correct. When things get heated, prices go up. That's how the stock market works. Really? So, it's not unusual for a 300-point drop. It's off again today. Again, still on fears of the Greek economy, because jobless numbers were better than expected today. Unemployment still at 9.9%, but 290,000 jobs were created. So there's a mixed message there. More people getting jobs, more jobs available, but we haven't necessarily put everybody to work yet. And that's going to take some time. The economy is strengthening. I mean, GDP rose, I think, 3.2%. Jobless rates, job creation is on the rise. There have been significant reductions in jobless rates, although not nearly where they need to be yet. Consumer spending is up. Manufacturing is up. Housing sales are up. Retail is up. So the signs are all positive. Are they hugely positive? No. Is this the next boom? Not yet. And jobs are usually the trailing factor. The main reason for that is when you cut back jobs to keep the company open, as many companies have had to do, you don't want to hire them back immediately. You want to try to work people with as much efficiency as possible so you don't get into the same situation. We want to put people back to work, but if we don't do it in a way that's sustainable, they're just going to be back on the jobless rolls when a company folds. So it needs to be thought out. So I understand why companies aren't necessarily hiring. But some are. Some major companies have been hiring. Intel just did a big hiring push. There's definitely an opportunity here for growth. And we're seeing it. The economy is improving. So, one of the best pieces of advice I ever got about the stock market is, if what you're looking for is the retirement, then looking for that money at, the end of your working life, then spend about an hour a year figuring out your stock trades and do it once, and then don't look at it until that time next year. Because if you watch the daily gyrations, it will make you crazy. Especially if you have a lot of money invested. If the Dow loses 3%, you lose 3% of your nest egg in a day. That can get a little worrisome. But when you look at it over the long haul, the market always recovers. The market always comes back up. It has cycles just like everything else. If you look at it too closely, it will make you nuts. I hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.